Hi there. You had asked a great question about legal suites and permitted suites. And so the answer wasn't real easy, so I thought I'd do this video so that you could look it over again if ever you had that thought again. So I'll tell you where the whole idea starts is with zoning. So when something is properly municipally zoned, say for two dwellings, then that home has a legal suite because it was built that way and the zoning allowed for it. What happens though is we have a lot of homes, especially in the last few years, we don't zone for multiple homes anymore on one piece of land or multiple dwellings. What we do is we call them all single family. So that means that only one family is allowed to be there. So what happens is then the municipality, whether it's Leduc, Edmonton, Sherwood Park, Spruce Grove, they all have this permitting system where they'll give permission to the homeowner to have a suite in the basement. Now, of course, there's all kinds of rules on how that goes in, but that's what it is. You get permission to have it. Now, that permission actually can be taken away. Now, this hasn't happened yet, but I have chatted with a lot of my colleagues over it and said, really, the municipality, if ever circumstances changed, they literally could say, you can't have that anymore. Now, I know for sure in Sherwood Park, sometimes this happens only with when they give the permission to put a legal suite in the basement, and let's say it's for a family member, like an elderly parent. Well, they'll say if something happens and your parent is no longer there, you will have to take at least the stove out, the cooking appliance, so that it's no longer able to be suited. And they actually take a deposit. The last one I heard was $15,000, and that makes sense because a friend of mine did the same thing many years ago, and that's what it cost. So you get the deposit back. Now that's another example of it being legally suited, but only with permission. So hopefully that makes sense. Most of the new home builders, they'll build and they'll say, oh, well, it's legally suited. Not technically. Yes, you're legally allowed to have it with permission from the municipality. And let's say the tenants in the basement end up having two cars and you have two cars, and now parking becomes an issue and the neighbors complain. Permission could be taken away. Just a thought. So like I said, it's a little complicated, but the main difference is it's all in the zoning. One is legally allowed to be that way no matter what, and the municipality can't do anything about that. The other is technically a single family home with the permission to have a suite. Thanks for asking the question.